Welcome everybody back to Cinema Subway. I apologize for the hiatus that we had. It was a couple crazy months, but what brought us back to life is Superman. We are here to talk about specifically Superman, everything James Gunn Superman, as the new co-CEO of DCU. Did he bring back superhero movies? As ever, I'm with my lovely co-host Akash. How you doing, Akash?
Hey,
And Lois.
what's going on, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Welcome, welcome. So yeah, let's just get into it. What did you guys think of? We all saw it this weekend. Had to go see
Mhm.
it. Actually, Lois, let's start with you. What did you think?
Uh, I love the movie. I really did. By no means was it like a perfect movie, but I watched it with my family, and my kids loved it. Like, if you're in that age group, I don't see any kid not loving this movie. And I think it was done for that generation. I think it's done to introduce them to Superman, and that's the Superman I grew up with. That's the Superman I read in the comic books. My wife loved the movie too. There was a couple of scenes where she was gripping the armrest. She was like, "Oh man, this is intense." And it's the one where he's trying to save the baby, you know. So, oh yes, spoilers ahead, people, because we're gonna be
Oh yes,
talking
I
about this
apologize.
movie. We're gonna be talking this movie in depth. And I loved it. To me, it was what I wanted out of a Superman. Like that hopeful, still kind of innocent, kind of saving all lives, even like the squirrels. That's the kind of Superman I wanted. Don't get me wrong, not taking away from Zack Snyder's Superman, but I'm a little tired of the dark and gruesome superhero takes on stuff. I kind of want this new, hopeful, positive uh trend going forward in comic book movies.
Absolutely. Akash, you got any hot takes on this movie? You know you love your hot
Yeah,
takes.
I actually do. I
Oh God.
I was disappointed by this movie entirely.
Uh,
I thought this movie was super corny. The
Mm,
James Gunn jokes did not land for me whatsoever. The characters, I feel like he couldn't go like 5 minutes without inserting a joke, even like in the serious moments. When there's like real emotional beats, it's ruined by like a corny James Gunn jokes. The music doesn't work for a James Gunn film. It's rather lackluster. I thought the CGI was so dumb. I thought um, I didn't buy Lex's
hate, hate, hate,
motivation
hate,
as
hate, hate.
I didn't buy Lex's motivation as for hating Superman. I just thought he was a generational hater for being a generational hater. And overall,
What?
I I did
That's
not
what
like
he
this
is.
movie at all. I thought it was a complete letdown, and honestly, that's something I would say if I was smoking crack. But I love this movie. I look, I couldn't say that with a. I tried so hard not to say that
I was like,
with a straight
no,
face.
gosh, what are you saying?
Wow.
Okay,
No,
but
that actually
my
is track though for his hot takes. That was
Yes, yes.
tracking.
but
I take a
my
Kosh.
my my real thoughts, right? I absolutely love this movie. I left with a huge smile on my face. I think this movie gave me everything that I didn't like about Man of Steel, which and I do like Man of Steel. Don't get me wrong, right? But I thought that was just a grim. It was just a really ugly look on the character. And I'll be the first one to admit I've never really liked Superman regardless. I always thought he was like kind of clean cut and he was too much of a goody two shoes. But this movie made me love that version of Superman because he was hopeful. He was flawed. He made these quips and everything. And it made me a fan of this character a lot more than I was before. And I love Nicholas Holt as an actor. And I
Yeah.
thought he was just great as Lex Luthor in this film. That dude was just hating nonstop, and I was
Yo, for real.
eating every single second of it. And also, shout out to Nathan Fillion, my guy, bro. Because
Yeah.
I love Guy Gardner in this film. That dude was such a douchebag, but it worked for me.
Yeah,
I
me too.
I thought this movie just hit on every level. And I know people have been complaining about like quote unquote the woke stuff. I didn't see anything that was woke about this movie at all. I don't understand what people are raving on about. Oh, this movie has agendas and whatever. No, it doesn't. I don't get it. But I love this movie. I thought it was great.
Great. So we're all in agreement because I agree. I think he was an all-American Boy Scout. That's literally what Superman is, and I've always been a big fan of Superman. Um, I think James Gunn took a lot of. He said he liked the animated series. We took a lot from there, and I think you could tell it was very colorful. He was just all American Boy Scout from the beginning, and there were some things that I really liked. Lois Lane, I like that their relationship was new, and like she was still like very like she had to take a step back and like didn't know what she wanted from him, but from the very beginning he knew exactly what he wanted. It was a very cute relationship and a look into their relationship. I thought that was done very well. Um, and then also I really liked that it was sort of the beginning of his symbol of hope, like during the wars that they were having. Like once he saw the flag of his S, that's what it is. It's a symbol of hope. He is a goody two shoes, but it's because he can be. He could overpower everyone. And even the message from his parents was to take over the world. He doesn't do that because he's one of us. He feels like he's one of us. He's human.
Yeah.
And Nicholas Hoult was great. He was a hater from 100% hater, but that's what Lex Luthor was. There was no real rhyme or reason to his hate. He
Right.
just you can say it was because he was ruining his business, or it was because he's an alien. But he studied. He was obsessed. Superman. He studied him. He knew how to fight him. He had all of
Yeah.
his fighting styles down to a science. Like he's obsessed with him. And that's what Lex Luthor was. Like, I love that they captured that Lex Luthor was just an obsessive maniac, and I think Nicholas Hoult killed it. But also David Corn Sweat was a great Superman. I think he was the most relatable Superman since Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
like the corny, super corny, all American Boy Scout. That's
Yeah.
all Superman is.
Yep.
He just wants to do good.
Yeah, he's
So
just he's just a small town boy, you know?
yeah, I loved
Living in
it.
a
I
lonely
really
world.
liked it.
Ivan?
Living in a lonely world.
Yeah. Yeah. With a midnight train
Exactly.
going anywhere. Um, yeah, but I agree with both your opinions on this. Yeah, it was fantastic. I really liked it. And James Gunn has this ability to take I guess not mainstream characters and just really just give him so much personality. Like it was, I know it's a Superman movie, but it was a hard, Mr. Terrific
Mm.
Yeah,
was
he's
still
Oh
great.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
was stealing some scenes, and he was such a sick superhero. It was awesome to see him in action. It was so cool. Big fan of that new character. I didn't really know of him like that, but he is definitely. I had to go and read about him. Apparently, he's like the third smartest superhero in the DC universe. And he only put himself as third to humble himself because he really thinks he's number one. And according to that list, I think I don't know who number two is, but they put Batman as the number one most intelligent superhero in the universe. But
Mm.
yeah, but such a like I said, James Gunn has a mastery of knowing how to bring out these characters. And then
Yep.
like I would love to see a Mr. Terrific movie. I would love to see a Guy Gardner movie now. Now I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to Lanterns on HBO Max when that comes out.
I think there are talks into, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but there was talks of a TV show for Mr. Terrific and then also something for Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
I
Jimmy
did see
Olsen.
that.
I like that they
Yeah.
included him in this.
Yeah. And also he's just like a Riz master in
Yeah,
the
he is.
comic,
Oh
and they
yeah.
like finally put that in there. So I thought that was
You
funny.
know, a character that I really like that I think not a lot of people were also are talking about is Metamorpho in this movie.
Oh
I thought,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I thought he was really cool, and I'd like to see more done with that character. Plus, it's played by Anthony Carrigan, NoHo Hank.
Yeah, no whole hang
Oh,
from
right,
Barry.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
um, Another thing I also want to touch on. Now, I'm not familiar with the comics. Like, I'm not a big comic book reader, right? So maybe Carlos, you can maybe pitch in on this, or Gabby even. But was there ever a storyline where in the comics that his parents did send him to rule over the earth? Is that a thing?
I read that it's in a it was for it wasn't for it was for a different Superman who that was his
Mm,
storyline.
yeah,
Like a more darker Superman, and because if you come across the comic book Superman, there's just so many variations, uh and there is one variation where he that's what his parents sent him for. I mean, no, normally that's not the story, that's not what he was
yeah.
sent to Earth for, but there is a storyline that he is being sent by his parents to conquer, similar to kind of like the Invincible
Viltrumites?
Viltrumites, right? Like that story,
Yeah.
But I like this little, I know a lot of people weren't feeling that little twist, but I have a feeling that we just gotta trust James Gunn. If we're taking anything what he did with Guardians of the Galaxies, he already knows how this story is gonna evolve in the next few movies,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
no,
he
he
already
has it planned out.
yeah, he has it planned out. There's a reason why this movie came off the way it did, and it comes off with he James Gunn is not afraid to go into dark territory and kill off a character. I don't think that was the intention of this movie. Movie was starting off on the right foot. This was the introduction to the universe, hopeful, and I think down the line he's gonna set up a story where it's gonna take some turns. And he even said it that the next Superman movie is gonna be a completely different vibe from the one we just saw. And
But you know
his
what though?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I love that they went with this little twist in this movie
Me
that
too.
his parents sent them to rule over the earth because it really does like hammer in the fact that at the end of the day, despite having this mission that I mean, well, granted he wasn't aware of the second half of that message, but it just hammers in the fact that at the end of the day, he is like this super high powered human being, a god almost, right?
Hmm.
But he chooses not to be. He chooses to live life with love and compassion and being a human being because that's how he was raised. He was raised in Kansas. He wasn't raised as this powerful extraterrestrial being. He was
Right.
raised in Kansas as a normal Kansas boy. So it
Yep.
does drive home the fact that at the end of the day, despite him having this mission, he is just like any of us with just
Yep.
like some superpowers, and I love that.
Yeah, I love the two at the end where he's like sitting in his chair, and they're like, "Yeah, put on the videos of my family," and that's his mom and
Yeah,
dad on
Oh,
Earth. That was
that's
yeah.
cool.
sweet. Yeah, that was so
Yeah,
adorable.
yeah.
So we all agree
And
this is all stuff we liked, but was there anything you didn't like?
oh
Enjoy.
man,
I mean,
Because you could
I
praise this
think it
movie
was a
for,
little
yeah.
it was inconsistent at times. I think James Gunn, as much as I like him as a director, he needs to learn how to balance out the comedy with the drama. I don't think he fares very well with that. I think it's more so comedy than drama, and even in like Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, which is an extremely dark movie. I feel like there are times where he should just let the drama play out, let you know, let let the serious moments play out without having to insert it with like a light joke or something. And I think a lot of this movie was overly reliant on that sometimes, especially with the usage of crypto, where I think crypto would come in at like the most inconvenient times and ruin a serious scene. Also, there's some script issues which I had gripes about, especially with as much as I did like Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor. I think that it could have been better built up. But I'd get it. We're probably year 1 or 2 and 3 into this universe. It's not a origin story per se. I just would have liked to seen that tension escalate from the beginning. But that's just me.
Carlos, anything you didn't like?
there wasn't enough crypto. I love that dog. I went home and hugged my dog, and I started calling him Crypto. And I started whistling like Superman. That's how much I love that dog. And I don't think he's gonna be in the second one. I think he's gonna go off into Supergirl now, because we saw that at the end. Um, but yeah, I'm with Akash. There was like some pacing. I wish there was a little more time to build up more dramatic scenes. I mean, I still give it like if I had to give it a score, I give it like an 8 out of 10. It wasn't like
Yeah.
perfect, um, but yeah, but I think that was like the goal. I think that was his. I mean, I don't know. I would like to. I would love to talk to James Gunn to see why he directed this movie this specific way. But like I said, I'm sure it's for a reason. You know. I like the humor, but yeah, there could have been more. Yeah, I agree with Akash. There was times where like it didn't make sense for Crypto to show up. Um, but yeah, again, I think he really tailored this more to like the 13, 18-year-old crowd.
Yeah. 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 100%.
And if because I'm seeing a lot of people, not a lot, but let's say a good minority did not like this movie, and they keep referencing Man of Steel, and I gotta say, guys, that's dead. That is completely dead. That universe is no longer. Zack Snyder is gone. He's out of the picture. We gotta stop talking about all the stuff that happened. That moving forward, we're resetting this whole universe. I'm on for it to see where James Gunn is taking it. Uh, there's stuff he already came out with. Look, Peacemaker, fantastic. He already set up that part of the universe. Suicide Squad, he already set that up. Creature Commandos, if no one's seen that animation, he already all that stuff is canon. And even though it's presented in animation, it's canon to what's going on in the universe. Uh, so he's already been building the blocks to this universe. But I keep hearing all these people like, oh, but Zack Snyder, like, he did his thing. That's it. It's dead and gone. Let's move forward and if you don't
Yeah.
like it, you don't like it. Then it's not for you. Then don't go to a movie theater. Don't support it. But the box office doesn't lie. The guy made back all his investment, and that was his goal. He said that as long as he gets back the money he
Yeah.
spent on the movie, and that's on 2 days he made back his movie. Rotten Scores has got him at 86% right now. So I don't know what these fans are griping about, but if you don't like it, go kick rocks. Go find go rewatch Man of Steel if that's your thing. But most of us are on this trajectory now to see where James Gunn takes the DCU.
Yep, I agree. So, what I didn't like was, yeah, some of the jokes didn't land for me. Where I'm just like, yes, it was. I'm like, just let the moment be serious. Like this was a serious
Yeah.
moment. It's okay to feel feelings. Um, so you brought up Mr. Terrific. I thought that fight scene was great, but I feel like you can tell it's a James Gunn movie when all like the fight scenes. It was very reminiscent of what's his name, the blue guy from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yandu.
with the whistle. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yondu. It's just like when people are like falling on top of each other, like from space, like from the air, and they're just like landing wherever. I feel like that's just James Gunn's fight style, where it's just like there's a lot of things happening. It has to be in slow motion. There has to be an upbeat song playing. It's still great, still very entertaining, but I feel like it was done in almost all of his movies.
yeah.
It's every single movie said
I mean, I
has that
guess.
super big fight style or
I
fight
mean, I,
scene.
I guess it's tough
Still
because
beautiful. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that it is the same. It was the same. It was very reminiscent of Yondu. It was very reminiscent of anything with things are
yeah,
flying around and people are falling. And so I didn't have a problem with Superman doing it. I don't know why. But Superman was fighting all the other what is it,
those
Planet Watch.
troopers. Yeah,
Yeah, Planet Watch. But I don't know. I was like, all right, it was awesome to watch. But again, I was like, I've seen it before. So again, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying he had done it before. So I know
yeah.
you're not going to mess with the formula that is already doing well,
Right.
but I had seen that before.
I guess
Um,
we've had 10 years of James Gunn movies in Marvel, so it's kind of
right.
hard to like move
It
away
is
from that, knowing that's what he's known for.
exactly. Um, but other than that, yeah, I guess you know what I forgot to say what I really liked was that they skipped the origin story. They just went straight into it. He already knew that he was Clark. It was all like it was nothing dumb like, "Where's Clark?" No one ever really said that. They're
Yeah,
just like it was great. I love that because I feel like they waste a lot of time of him like hiding who he is and then it was just that's been done. So I think what
yeah,
he did now is just like they throw it in there, throw us in there with us already knowing that he's Superman. Clark is doing his thing, whatever. Yes, he's talking to Superman, but it's his secret's already known to some people, so
Yeah.
that takes the weight off of explaining it when we already know.
Right.
So I really
Yeah.
like that. We didn't have to go through that again. Not an
Right.
origin
I
story.
love
We
that
don't need
too.
another origin story.
Yeah. I love that too because the Superman has been part of our consciousness for 50, 60 years now. We know where he came
Yeah,
from. No,
we
everybody knows.
understand.
Maybe a 2 or 3 year old, 4 year old might not know, but that's mom and dad's job to tell them where Superman comes from. I like the fact that he already understood that the audience knew his backstory. Don't waste time on that.
Yeah.
Same thing with Batman. There's been so many versions of Batman. I don't need to see him. I know his parents got killed. Start years down the road where he's already the Batman, And like this, he already
Yeah,
was.
I
I like
agree.
the I like the little timeline that he built in the beginning of the movie, where
Yeah,
like
perfect. It was
Oh
yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
perfect. 300 years ago, the metahumans show up, and then it's like and then 3 minutes ago, and you see him falling into the ice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect. Perfect.
I thought that was such a cool opening to that movie.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, and I even like I don't know if you guys stood until the very after the credit scene, the very last one, where Mr. Terrific and Superman are standing in front of the building.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
Did
No,
you see that
no,
one,
I
Akash?
didn't.
So at
No,
the
I
very
didn't. I actually left after. It's like,
okay, so there was two scenes. There's the one where he's hugging Crypto.
I saw that one, yes.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
what I saw.
All right, so at the very end, there's a scene where Mr. Terrific and Superman are standing in Metropolis, and there's this building that Mr. Terrific was able to put it back together, but it's like off. It's not like completely
Yeah,
centered. It's like off by like it's like this, right? So Superman says, "What you couldn't put it back together, right?" And he makes a thing like, "What? This is not good enough for you?" And he walks off like upset. And a lot of people are taking that as James Gunn's message to the audience that yes, I took over the universe. It was broken. I put it back together, but it's not perfect,
Together, yeah.
But we're moving
Definitely.
forward. We're moving forward with this version. And I put the world back together, and this is what we're gonna do moving forward. And it seems like he really does care about the fans and where this is heading. And like I said, the future's bright. They already announced a bunch of movies, and I'm looking forward to a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah,
I
that was my next question. So after seeing this movie, do you have faith? Is your faith restored in superhero movies?
Yes,
Do you
as
think
long as as long as they treat it the way they were presented in the comic books. And so the next, I think, I don't know what comes right after this, but I think Supergirl is slated for next year of June. And I
yeah.
want to see, and her story, her background is much different. She was raised much differently than Clark Kent, you know. So I think her story is a little bit more darker. But I'm like I said, I think I'm looking forward to everything he does. He's got the right people doing the right projects. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be stuff that's not gonna be perfect, but I'll take it one thing at a time. If Lanterns is the next thing, well, the next thing I want to watch is Peacekeeper. No, Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peacemaker.
Oh, you haven't seen Peacemaker?
I saw the first season. I haven't seen the new
Mm.
season.
Oh
So
yeah,
once that, and I like the fact that he made a cameo in the movie.
yeah,
So I like how he's building the world. He's building the metahumans, and he's building these like street level superheroes. And so far, like I said, his like you're right. His thing is a tendency to be humorous. You know,
yeah.
where the drama and the seriousness takes a back seat to most of it. But I like to see this trend going. Like I said, I think he's coming. I think there's some dark stuff coming along the way. He's just giving us the bright and hopeful stuff now. He's investing us in these characters where we're gonna be like, where he's gonna break our hearts as if we're invested in watching this DC universe.
You know what though? I am One thing I do have to say is that I was so glad that this film was on the lighter, more colorful side of things because I think we're oversaturated with like these dark superhero stories. Like we have so much of like Man of Steel, we have The Boys, we have Invincible, even we have like Thunderbolts, which I thought was great, but was still edged on the dark side a little bit. This movie, for me, it gave me like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man vibes, where I was like,
Yeah,
I was filled with joy at watching it. You know, I was
Yeah.
so happy to see Superman being like a man of the people, and the people responding back to him positively, like that guy helping him up
Yeah.
once he crashes at the beginning of the movie. That scene reminded me so much of like Spider-Man 2 in the train,
Yeah.
where everybody's like passing his body along, and that's one of my favorite scenes in any superhero movie of all time, is that scene in Spider-Man 2. So I love that it gave me those Sam Raimi Spider-Man vibes.
Yeah, I agree. I think no matter what, people are going to want comic book accurate stuff.
Yeah,
And I think in the past, for them to go away from the comic books is insane when the source material is there. And that's everyone has been screaming for, comic book accurate. So I think maybe like way back in the 90s, there were some comic book accurate ones that were corny as hell and they didn't do well. And then they tried to do their own spin on it. They tried to do darker ones. The darker ones did better. So I feel like they wanted a different take on comic book movies or comic book characters. Um, but I think what we want now is like they've gone so far away from comic book accurate stuff that the fans are just screaming for comic book accurate. And I think
yeah,
this was that. This is finally a comic book accurate kind of movie where it was colorful, it was hopeful. Like everything that Superman is was encapsulated in this movie. So I think that's why it's doing really well. Um, and then again, it just jumped into it. We're so tired of origin stories. I don't need another origin story. We already know it's been done. So just throw us into Justice League. We could be the
mhm,
Justice Guild for now, but we know the Justice League is coming. So that's what
You
we
mean
want.
you mean the Justice Gang?
The Justice Gang, the Justice Guild, whatever. But it's got to be comic book accurate stuff. I think that's what everyone's screaming for. I think that's why Fantastic Four looks comic book accurate. People have a lot of high hopes for that. But to stick with the DCU, they needed fresh face. They needed someone fresh who could go back to colorful comic books and still have a very good storytelling. And I think they did a great job in picking James Gunn. My issue
mhm,
with James Gunn is sometimes he does a lot of like body horror, like gross. Like in Suicide Squad, the second one, I don't know,
yeah,
it was grosser than I thought it was going to be. It was just like I know he likes gore, he likes to throw gore in there.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, but it's still also fine. I think he could balance it. This one it was definitely for 13 to it was for younger kids, so I think
Yeah.
he kind of held off on that. Um, but I think that's what everyone wants, and I think that's what everyone is calling for
mm.
comic book accurate stuff. And we've been saying it for a really long time, and I think he this was his gift to us. So
Yeah.
2 cents.
Yeah. I have a feeling I was there's a theory going around that the uh the clone Ultraman, the Superman that he was cloned from his hair.
Gonna be
He
Bizarro.
gets. Yeah, I think he's gonna become Bizarro. I think you assume that you fall into this black hole and you're gone. I don't think that's the
Yeah,
case. I think with when you're dealing with pocket universes and all this like theoretical space stuff, I think that leads somewhere else. And they already even implied that Supergirl travels planets to get drunk. She's like a party girl, which is like women of I think the comic book is Woman of Tomorrow or something like that. And in that book, she's like a party girl. She's just a young girl partying, visiting. Uh, so I think we're gonna get Bizarro. I think he's gonna come. Because the guy was dumb, right? He was
yeah,
strong, if not stronger than Superman, but he still needed Lex Luthor to give him fighting directions. So the guy didn't inherit Superman's brain. So he's gonna be that Bizarro. I think he's gonna create his own language and talk backwards. And I think, like I said, he's already setting up those. We already saw Gotham City in on the highway sign where people were evacuating. I don't know if you saw that. It
yeah,
said to Gotham City. So he's already, like I said, he's already putting little Easter eggs. So
He's setting it up. Also, isn't what's his name gonna be Lobo?
yeah, Jason
Uh,
Momoa.
yeah, Jason Momoa. I think that's a great casting. I think
It is.
we'll see.
I'm glad that he kept him because he does have that look.
Yeah, I think it fits. But I mean, Aquaman was a tough movie.
Yeah.
Those are not good.
No,
But
well,
yeah,
the first one I liked.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Yeah, I like the first one. The second one, I don't know, kind of
Yeah,
went
second one
off
was
the rails.
First one was only good because the octopus that was a drummer. Remember that scene? You remember that scene? These little like fish were playing. They're playing in a
Oh,
band, and the octopus was a drummer. The only thing I remember from that movie.
it
That
was
movie was horrible to
that was
finish.
that was. I remember liking that movie because that was also kind of really a colorful, fun movie in the midst of all those dark DC
Okay.
movies like in that DC universe. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, you guys, did you guys see the Maxwell Lord cameo at the end of the movie?
Yeah,
That
I
I
was
didn't. I didn't know who that was. I know it's his. I know it's his brother, but who is Maxwell Lord?
Yeah, who is he?
well, he's you guys ever seen what's it? Who
He's
played him in the Wonder Woman movie?
Oh,
Pedro
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal. Yeah. Oh, he was that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Oh, that guy.
Okay. So he's already connecting Wonder Woman, pretty much.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. All right. All
We
right.
know
Good.
so we don't know any. We don't know who he's casting as Wonder Woman, or those are all a
No,
mystery.
No, but
not yet.
you could see him like kind of like setting up this universe slowly by dropping one or two things in here, which I thought is pretty cool.
As long as that new actress is not like Kal-El, no, like Gal Gadot, then we're gonna be in good. We're gonna be in good place, guys.
I need the stone.
I need that stone. Oh
Well,
man,
with
did
that,
anybody? I ended up buying a bucket. I'm such a sucker for like a
that's
little
cute.
kid, man. It was like a plastic bucket. It's like $20, man. I'm such a sucker for it, but I literally
20's
felt
not
like
bad though. 20, I feel like everything's now like $50. I've seen
yeah,
other popcorn buckets for like 50.
yeah. I felt like a kid walking into this movie. Like I don't know something about the trailers, all the build up. I felt like a little kid walking into Superman. I haven't felt like that since Christopher Reeve. You know, so good job,
Yeah,
Jennifer. Yeah,
I I
I think he
mean,
was the most
this movie
relatable.
gave me exactly what I wanted.
yeah.
All right. Well, with that, um, what's next? What are we seeing next? I guess it is Fantastic Four, right?
That's the next
Would
one.
it
Yeah.
be Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Four. So
Mhm.
now we have two superhero movies that, yeah, are trying to. I would say that Fantastic Four is trying to reignite something for MCU.
Yeah.
So we'll see again.
Yeah,
It's two comic book accurate movies. We'll see if they hold up,
Yeah.
because the trailer for Fantastic Four, actually, I keep seeing it. I'm trying to avoid it, but they showed it for Superman when I went,
Yeah. Me
and it's
too.
just longer and longer. I'm like, can you please stop spoiling this for me? It's actually a movie I like don't want to be spoiled for. I don't care about spoilers, but for this one, I'm like, stop telling me what happens.
Right.
Now, what's her name's pregnant?
yeah,
Like, please
yeah,
stop telling me. I don't want to know. And now you showed the Silver Surfer. I know there was a glimpse of it in another trailer, but like you keep showing more, and I hate it.
Yeah.
So I had to sit there and watch it because I was in the theater. So I was like, God damn it. But I think it is another that they're trying to reignite something. MCU has been suffering. So
Yeah.
we'll see what they do with the comic book accurate movie, what they're going to do with Galactus, how they're going to introduce, like, where are the X-Men? The X-Men still aren't in there. Like, they have so many things. I think that's maybe their downfall. But
I
yeah, we'll
agree.
see.
Yeah. We'll see.
What, Gabby? You're not a fan of the 2015 masterpiece?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Miles Teller masterpiece that
oh, that
everybody
one.
loves and is regards as one of the best
Wow,
comic book films ever
you know
made
what's
in
bad? And I
history.
didn't even think. I didn't even think of that one. I was thinking of the one with Jessica Alba. That one didn't even cross my mind with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan.
That's
That's
crazy.
really sad. It's sad.
It's
With that,
fantastic.
oh God, it was.
What did you say? Say that again. Yeah,
Well,
volleyball. Sorry. You need to insert that clip at the end of that movie where he goes, "It's fantastic," and he looks at him weirdly and he says, "Say that again."
oh my god, it's
That
so
was one of
bad.
the worst name drops in film.
That movie was so bad. But yeah, I'm excited for Fantastic Four. But yeah,
Yeah,
now
me
it
too.
has it's a true contender now because DC was like it was just hit and miss for so long, and now they have like an actual a good creative behind all their projects now. So yeah, I'm excited. I am excited for DC.
Yeah, me too. I'm super happy that James Gunn is running the show because I think everything that he's shown us so far has been on the positive side of things, whether it be the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker or even Creature Commando, which I haven't seen yet, but people, including Carlos, raves about it. So I'm
Yeah, I
excited
know.
for
So
it.
I'm gonna actually watch that. I didn't watch Peacemaker, but his cameo also made me want to watch it. John Cena is just hilarious, so I think I will watch them. And I think that's part of this. This is to reignite your passion for it or your interest in it.
Yeah.
And I think he has done that. He has successfully done that. So excited. But any closing thoughts? Anything you want to put out there?
Oh, I mean, this movie, like I said, from the trailers to it just did not disappoint me. I think it gave me everything I wanted. So I'm happy. I'm happy camper.
Happy
My
camper.
last thought, yeah, my last thoughts is it gave me the idea for my dog's Halloween costume. He's going as Crypto. I'm gonna buy him a cape. So
Wow, that's a great costume. That'll
mhm.
be a great
That is
costume.
a great costume.
Yeah, my final thought is go see this in theaters. It's really entertaining and it's what Superman should be.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming back, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Really missed our chats. But yeah, please like and subscribe. You know what to do. And then yeah, go see Superman. And then next up is Fantastic Four. We'll see how they do. But that's
Mhm.
it for today. See you guys.
Take care,
Drive
guys.
on. Take care.